What's going on, this is another G here. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. We are back with another video today. In this video, I'm going to be going over the background, bio, and information of Amaru. Amaru is part of the, let's see, Year 4 Season 3 Ember Rise DLC. Or update, I should say. So this is Amaru. This is what she looks like. You know, she has the camouflage on. She has her gun ready to go. She has this like cool little backpack. She has a knife on her back, all that. She has everything. So I want to go over the background bio information of Amaru. But first, let's go over her loadout. So her loadout, she starts off the first primary weapon of a G8A1 light machine gun. It is the GSG-9 LMG, accurate in short to medium range, capable of long range controlled fire, but mostly used for short to medium range. This thing is amazing. The HK-21 portable. This is the Supernova. I'm not going to go over the attachments and stuff. I felt like that took up a little bit too much time, but you can see it does have a grip, does have extended mag. Well, not extended mag, it has a 50 round drum mag. And then you also can put like the barrel and the scopes on. So I'm not going to cover scopes or anything like that anymore. I'm just going to cover the weapon, the base weapon, that's it. The Supernova shotgun. Supernova shotgun is a compact pump action 12 gauge shotgun with extra ammunition capacity, better recoil control than most other pump action models. Her secondary weapon, the first one she has, is a SMG-11 or the MAC-11 machine pistol. It's a small size submachine gun with a high rate of fire, lethal package, and disciplined hands. Next up is the ITA-12S shotgun. It's a compact pump action 12 gauge shotgun with close range stopping power, optimal for close quarters combat. And then also the Gone 6 hand cannon. The Gone 6 is it's not pretty much new. It's been out for about a year or two now, but what it is, it shoots explosive projectiles that detonate on impact with surfaces and destroys bulletproof gadgets. So basically bulletproof cameras or, you know, maestros and things like that. So anything like that bulletproof, this will destroy. The hard breaching charge is one of her first gadgets that she uses. It is a deployable charge capable of breaching a medium hole in unbreakable and reinforced surfaces. Her second gadget is a stun grenade. It's a gadget that delivers a non-lethal explosion that blinds nearby enemies. Her appearance now. This is her headgear. Well, this is what she looks like prior to the DLC. She has a little like bandana, a red bandana, and she's a little old, which is okay. And then the North Star, which is what I have on, she has like these like blitz paint on her and a camouflage bandana on. So this is her North Star headgear. Next up is the uniform. She has her original uniform, more of like a native color kind of uniform. And she has a grapple hook on the back. Next is the Otorango, the one that I have. This is part of the season pass that if you got the season pass operators, this is what you'd get with her. So it's pretty cool. Operator portrait, that's what she looks like when you click A on her or click X to choose her. Gray background. And then next to her operator guide to show you what she uses. Her specialty is a Gara hook. It's a high tensile grappling gun used for fast access to rappel points and hatches, or to enter through exterior windows at a limited distance. So you press RB or L or R1 if you're on PlayStation. I don't know the button for PC, but you just press that button, get the specialty button, and then you use the icon and it appears. It looks like a grapple hook icon towards any window, hatch, door, anything like that. And then once you press RT, she shoots her grapple hook and jumps right through the breaching door, wall, or hatch, or whatever that she's going through. And that is how you use the Amaru hook. Now onto her bio, what we've been all waiting for. I actually just pressed RB. So her operator name, her real name is Azucena Rocio Quispe. Nickname Amaru. Organization APCA. Her height, she is 1.89 meters tall. She weighs 84 kilograms and she's 48 years old. She was born in Cojata, Peru. And now we can go into her bio of who Amaru is. So background. The background of Amaru. So we'll get who you are. and nothing else matters. You'll fight for anyone and never know why. Specialist Azucena, Rocio, Amaru, Quispe began her career as an anthropologist concerned with the preservation of Peru's shared cultural heritage. Her unique familial link to colonial explorers in the early 20th century gave her uncommon insight into both how voyages of discovery can shape cultural consciousness and into the deep and abiding loss created when you shared cultural touchstone is lost. She served for several years in the Policía Nacional del Perú, PNP, before reorienting as a freelance archaeologist focused on the discovery and categorization of new archaeological sites. After several run-ins with antiquities traffickers and failed attempts to bring down from within, she turned to guerrilla tactics in order to seize important cultural discoveries for the Peruvian state. When specialist Cesar Goyo Ruiz Hernandez made us aware of her presence, she had already spent some 20-odd years in the jungles of Peru, fighting the cartels on her own terms. Excerpted from Quispe's family history. So now this is the family history of Amaru. So in 1892, Azucena's great-grandfather, Isaias Human Quispe, is born in Cojata. In 1911, Isaias helped a well-known English explorer on his expedition to map the border between Bolivia and Peru. During the course of the expedition, the explorer saves Isaias' life. On that same expedition, Isaias meets the woman who would become Azucena's great-grandmother in Pelecucho, Bolivia. 1917. Azucena's grandmother, Cantuta Arceli Quispe, is born. 1920, after an almost fatal journey into Mato Grosso, the English explorer begins planning ahead for his next trip to find the lost city he's been searching for. He contacts Isaias and requests his aid. Isaias, owing him his life, agrees. 5 years later, in 1925, the explorer returns to South America, meets Isaias' family. Before they depart on their ill-fated trip, he gives Cantuta an old compass engraved with the message from his wife and promises he'll bring her father home soon. Later that same year, Cantuta receives the letter from her father. The expedition is never heard from again. In 1938, Azucena's father, Robert Edgar Quispe, is born. Cantuta goes on numerous expeditions during his childhood searching for her father. 1951, Cantuta joins the expedition that results in the supposed recovery of the explorers' bones. She returns to Cojata, but never gives up hope that her father will one day return home. Even when she becomes increasingly ill and should be receiving medical care at a hospital in a nearby town. Unknown year of the 1900s, Azucena Rocio Quispe is born. In 1994, Azucena returns to Cojata for Cantuta's funeral, only to learn that she had burned all of the letters from her father during one of the hallucinatory periods. Azucena is gutted from the loss of both her grandmother and the irreplaceable part of her family's history. Her aunt gives her Cantuta's good luck charm, the explorer's old compass. So this is the old compass, I guess, that it looks like a statue that she's holding right now in the left side picture, but she was given the old compass from her great grandmother, and I guess the great grandmother burned all the documents. I don't know. I literally just read that, but it's a little back and forth. I gotta reread it again, but I was just reading it. Psychological report. So specialist Azucena Rocio Amaru Quispe's self-awareness is uncanny, especially with regards to what motivates her. Loss is not unusual for an operator to face, but not often is in such great numbers, nor in such quick succession. So an excerpt from some people, she learned early on to be at home in the jungle. Her family attachments were the grounding elements in a difficult childhood. While her siblings and cousins provided her with plenty of friendly rivalries, her grandmother's quiet hope is what she speaks most fondly of. From what I understand, her great-grandfather disappeared almost a century ago on an expedition to a lost city. Details suggest he has traveled with Percy Fawcett. Though confirmation is impossible, yet Quispe's grandmother always believed her father would return. Even long after Cantuta's death, I suspect Quispe still holds the same fairy tale notion of an eventual reunion. Quispe's strength lies in her uncommon mix of realism and good humor. She isn't afraid to laugh at the curveballs life throws at her, yet she has confessed to me that she feels haunted by the ongoing unrest in her home country. She is, first and foremost, possessed of a deep and abiding love for Peru. I would never accuse Quispe of being a sentimentalist, because her interest in preserving her culture is far more mercenary than most people would understand. The bond between Quispe and Specialist Cesar Goyo Ruiz Hernandez is clearly something they both treasure. I suspect she accepted the offer to join Rainbow simply to spend time with him, believing that she would be back in the Amazon before too long. What she seeks is more tools to add to her arsenal, but it's what she has to teach that's vital to the future of this unit. Without her, we will be hard-pressed to combat the very forces she has been evading for the past 20 years. So in any case, her gregariousness has seen her quickly integrated with the other operators. It remains now only to convince her that this is where she can make the greatest difference, and that task falls to me. From Dr. Harishva, Harry Pandley, Director Rainbow. Amaru's training was in San Cristobal of Huamanga National University, Bachelor of Archaeology, and also worked with Policía Nacional de Peru. Relevant experience: Operator Chavin de Hontor, Corral Chupasiagaro, and Cerro Bau. Notes: after examining Specialist Azucena, Rocio, Amaru, Quispe's grappling gun, and well after I was able to get over my disbelief that she had jury-rigged it from what she found lying around in her camp, I realized I needed a fresh perspective. I pulled in Specialist Tina Lynn Frost Sang and Tori Gridlock Ferris to confer. We made a few slight improvements and one major adjustment. We changed her rope to abrasion-resistant nylon rope, given its strength and stretch, and we swapped her CO2 cartridges for pre-charged pneumatic tanks to launch the rope over 3,000 psi. The innovation lies in the new pulley system to get her to her perch. Specialist Sang suggested that using the principle of the compound bow to move Specialist Quispe, with the addition of high voltage battery to reel her in quickly and efficiently. Fortunately, the old rifle stock that Azucena was adamant we leave untouched was able to bear the load quite well. As for Azucena herself, we'll see. Specialist Quispe was grateful for our help and made us Juani, but I don't want to say Juani. I'll just say Wayne de Jonta as Juan de Jonta as thanks. I Juan de Jonta Jonta as thanks. It was so delicious that I find I'm a little jealous over the years spent in the jungle. Specialist Elena Mira Maria Alvarez, Rainbow R&D Director. So that was written by Mira. That little note right there, and that was everything of Amaru, going over background, Byron information. So I want to thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like always, stay healthy, stay sexy. I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Have a good night and goodbye.